But okay, game number 2 in the Ting Open. Spawning in the upper left side of Lirlac Crest, it's going to be the orange Protoss player, HuK.
In the bottom left, as the pink Zerg player, it's Scarlett.
Now, this map actually is not so bad anymore. If this was game 2 after losing best of the first game like that, I think HuK goes a little on tilt with frustration. However, they changed it so the back rocks are knocked down, and the really important aspect of this is now you only have this one area to wall off. So no longer are we going to have to see those really awkward walls that connect this ramp to this wall.
Yeah.
It's still going to be perhaps a problem for HuK, all things considered, but what I love about the way he plays just to open with here is early pulls are not going to kill him. There's a lot of times we've seen players, you put your pylon at this ramp, the gateway here, 6 links come to the base off of like a 12 pool, and you're just fucking dead. But HuK very consistently will put his pylons in his mineral line and build really nice SimCity around his mineral lines. He's done this since Heart of the Swarm. He's done this for a very long time, and this playstyle has played out really well for him in Legacy of the Void so far.
Yeah, I mean, funnily enough, we've been seeing a lot of North American Protosses go for this, which, yeah, they kind of figured out Heart of the Swarm would be better against early pools too. While a lot of the Europeans and Koreans are still going for the gateway wall off, like on the ramp. And it's interesting because it seems to be the consensus that against early pools, the close to the vest pylon is a lot better. Close to the Nexus vest is a lot better. But,
$2 coming in from Laser SEQ once again.
Yep.
Big left to this guy. Says, as we all know, Rifkin is not a vampire. But then again, Zongreb has to be the other side. Werewolf? Do your best to sound like one, girl. #challenge.
Ha, you already donated. I'm gonna do anything.
That's
the trick.
You can't even get him like a little like, like that was the whip. Yo, she's a babby werewolf, guys.
I'm a babby werewolf. I saw a babby lion today try and like growl, and it was just like. I was like, whoa.
You would like on Reddit, or did you like straight up go to the zoo?
It was a GIF.
Okay. I was like, oh man, you did a lot in your downtime between the cast this morning and the cast tonight.
The zoo is only like 40 minutes away, but we had no baby lions, so that wouldn't have been it.
All right, so Overlord Speed coming out of Scarlett once again. If it's not broken, don't fix it. I like the idea of doing this on Lirlac because there is wide open areas in the main that usually don't get covered. But again, things like HuK's SimCity will protect his main. The question is how much does the natural get compromised? The other part of this too, other than simply dropping in the main, is just lifting over here and walking through this ramp that's not covered by anything because the whole wall is going to be here.
Remember when Protosses had to consider how far away their wall was from their Nexus because it was a Nexus
Photon overcharge? Yeah.
Those are the days.
Actually,
of course,
you know
the pylon's not as big of a deal.
It's funny you bring that up though, because while it does open other options to have walls like this, it has changed the way SimCity worked, and I do think there's some older styles that are better versus what's available now.
Well, the Ling drops are going to commence, and HuK will have to deal with a lot.
He actually didn't see it. He actually didn't see it.
Oh. Well, he saw it.
Okay, he's seen Overlords going all over the place now. 3 queens, all those Lings. It is the same moves. Nice moves coming out of Scarlett once again.
Show me moves.
Show me your moves. The warp prism, unfortunately, is not going to help out too much here. Maybe with some micro, actually. I take that back. The warp prism could actually be better than an immortal, depending on how well it's controlled. But the Lings of the main are going to force the probes to get pulled immediately, consolidate all in one place rather than run all over the place. The Adepts are actually going to be enough to drive this initial force back. But, oh, the Queen's going to maybe catch this mothership core.
She's going to pull back just in time, so nicely done. She will regain energy eventually for another Photon Overcharge.
Oh, the force field's actually not quite enough to close off that ramp, despite the second one, so the Adepts are going to have to fall back. Meanwhile, this front pylon being chipped away at, HuK is handling this about 100 times better than he did last game so far, but a bit of an asterisk there. Here we go with that pickup. Like I said, there's actually projectiles on the Queen, so you can micro these Adepts. That's 6-range pickup out of HuK, and people joke about his control, but HuK's micro is pretty good, and he's keeping a lot of these girls alive.
She could also pick up her own girls here.
Oh my god, you're right. Yeah, we're actually seeing it happen. This pickup micro, it's insanity. Nobody wants to die, and everybody's willing to hide. But HuK will eventually
She could
clean this up.
continue. Oh, because she could actually leave with the queens and have them regain energy and health, as there was nothing that shot up.
Yeah, I think that would have been a better option too. She's going for +1 behind this, and it is still dedicated to trying to knock down these walls, Mr. Gorbachev, because HuK is he is up by quite a few workers, and it's going to be really hard for her to just drone and macro straight up behind it.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably game over. It is a 4 gateway attack instead of the 5th one that was proxied like last game, but that's still a lot of adepts to work with. The Baneliness is not done, +1 melee is not done, and the adepts should be just, I don't see a response to them. They're gonna do so much damage.
Yeah, I like the idea of attempting to go for banelings behind this, but if you don't have the money for it, it's not gonna happen. Stalker's gonna catch these overlords.
She misses the other lings.
Yeah, that was a little bit awkward. 21 years. Wow, Trondig subbed for half a century, basically. Thank you for the 21-month resub, man. The adepts, of course, cancel their transfer to the main. A lot of them are so low from that defense. If the surround was good enough, I think Scarlett could have, like, if the adepts were weak on the outside instead of the inside, she could have cleaned this up. But unfortunately, as we see, that's not going to happen. Drones getting transferred out of the main. These overlords have been completely pushed back. HuK is in complete control of map 2.
Yeah. Yep. I don't think Grab can come back like we saw versus Drunken Boy, not with the units that she has. Baneling's trying to morph in, but HuK could just avoid them. He could leave right now, or he could just try and split to his best ability and then continue killing drones.
Even just continuing a sacrifice to kill workers is probably way better in this situation because of how far ahead he already was coming into it. I mean, income-wise, it's just orange, and a little bit of a mountain of orange.
Yeah, more orange. The fact that he went ahead and just didn't get the Twilight Council, I mean, the Resonant Glaives would have been pretty darn good, but instead just getting this attack in with the War Prism is a lot better, and this is going to be a game over. Now 22 drones, she has no mid-game plan. This is definitely not do enough damage, so that's what happens when you're all in.
Pick up control to save a couple units from the Banelings. Can, of course, warp in brand new units as well. There we go. Bam, bam, boom. Adepts instead of Zealots one more time, but Adepts aren't too shabby. The Immortal Barrier gets popped, and the War Prism does go down, but that's it. Scarlett's got 12 Lings on the way. They are not taking on this army, even if they were fully surrounded. Good game.